Morning, guys. It's me and Damon here, of course. He's just chilling like a villain. He's not a very happy camper this morning for some reason. He's a little grouchy. But par for the course with a newborn. He's about 2 months old now, and of course, the light of mommy's life. He is just too cute. Hold on, let's get a better picture, huh? Say hi. Are you gonna say hi? Hi. Yeah. Say hi. Yeah. Oh, he had a burpee, huh? So Damon was born on June 29th, 2020, of course, during a pandemic, if that wasn't, wonderful enough. But, he's doing well. He's doing very well, considering, And when he grows up, he'll have a great story to tell. Yeah, huh. When you grow up, you're going to have a wonderful story. I was born during the pandemic, huh? We're having some issues, though. Like, we've been discussing this with his doctor at length for a couple of weeks now, just regarding, all of his, fussiness issues, and a lot of it is he's got gas very bad. Like, it doesn't seem to matter what type of formula they put him on, whether it's soy or Genelese or, whatever have you. And don't mind the way I look right now. I haven't had a chance to get ready yet. I haven't even gotten my shower. So I look a little scary. But at any rate, we have been discussing it with his doctor just because of all the gas he's getting. Like, the poor guy has so much gas, I feel so bad for him. And of course, I've bought in the Wendy's and, that one, it's just very odd. Let me say that much for it. Now, I do have the Frida Baby, like the nose sucker thing, and that does work very well. I mean, I'll give them props for that one. It works incredibly well. But I haven't tried the Windy Baby thing to relieve gas just because sticking anything up my baby's butt isn't exactly what I would call a good day. And I don't want to make them miserable, of course. So we're kind of at that point now where it's like, what do we do? We've tried a dozen formulas, none of them seem to be helping. And from what I've been reading online, a lot of them just basically have to grow out of it. Now, for those of you that don't know, and probably none of you know, because I didn't really make this public knowledge yet, but I did have a son 8 years ago that was 7 months old when he passed away from leukemia. Now, with my first son, I never had an issue with that. He never had gas. He was not a cranky baby whatsoever. He was thrilled. And, of course, they're two different babies. Damon's completely different. Of course, I wouldn't change that for the world. He's still, the light of mommy's life. It doesn't matter if he's grumpy or not, I mean, at this point, I'm just kind of hoping he'll grow out of it, or we'll be able to figure out something to maybe help him with it. Because, I mean, I can rub his belly, I can do the bicycle legs, he does his tummy time, he burps real good. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to matter what we do, it doesn't help him. Now, I will say, angle's off on this camera. Weird. I will say, though, it's been quite an interesting ride 8 years later having another one. I never imagined having another child after losing my first son. For obvious reasons. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be able to replace the baby you lost. And I've had tons of people tell me, why don't you just have another one, or, things of that nature. And no offense, but if you know somebody that's dealt with that, do not say that to them. Don't. I mean, I get you're just trying to be helpful, I do. But at the same note, that's not going to help. it's just going to make them more upset because having another baby isn't going to replace the baby you lost. And for anybody that's going through that, I feel for you. It took me years, and I do mean years, to come to terms with it. I still am not over it. You never get over it 100%, obviously. Something like that, obviously, it rocks your world. I mean, you start to question everything. Your faith, was there something more I could have done? And the bottom line is you're never going to know. I mean, I took him to the doctors a million times, so it wasn't for lack of trying to figure out what was wrong. They just couldn't figure it out. They actually did not figure it out until after my son had already passed away and they did the autopsy. Had they have done blood work, they might have been able to figure it out, but back when I was going through that, their reasoning was he was only 7 months old. He doesn't need blood work. It can't be anything that serious. Obviously, they were wrong, of course, but I'm just gonna sit here and chill with the baby until the husband wakes up because he's still in bed. He's been kind of sick the last couple of days. I do gotta go back to work here soon. Couple of days actually. Wednesday or Thursday, I believe. Wednesday. And the second he has his first set of shots, because he'll be 2 months old by then, and they had to wait until he was exactly 2 months old to be able to do it. Now, the doctor scheduled him in 8 weeks later, but 8 weeks, and he still wasn't 2 months old. It's weird how that kind of works, but just like I thought I had 3 months for maternity leave, when in actuality I had 12 weeks. Most people would associate 12 weeks with 3 months, but of course, as you know, there's some months that have, 5 weeks in them, and, that kind of thing, so of course it gets a little hazy. But I'm not looking forward to going back. I'm going to have some severe separation anxiety issues as far as where that's concerned. And I don't think there's going to be a lot that I can do to really help that. Now, I do go to a counselor, obviously, just because of everything, with my first son and, all the anxiety I had having him. I mean, I did get pregnant a year ago, but unfortunately, I had a miscarriage at about 11 weeks. Well, technically 12, but they said the baby passed away at 11 weeks and just basically stopped developing, that kind of thing. But, I mean, when you've been through something like that, it makes you so much more aware of what can actually go wrong. I mean, you think, how hard can it really be? People have kids every day. Millions of women every day have babies. It's not that easy for some of us. I mean, I've struggled with infertility alone. When I got pregnant with my first son, it took us 5 years. So, I mean, me and my husband have been together almost 15 years now. We struggled for about 5 years the first time. And then we had our son, and of course we were ecstatic. After Bennett passed away, of course, we needed time. I wasn't, trying to have another baby right then and there or anything like that. And ironically, when we did finally decide that, we might want to try again, or that we were gonna try again to have another baby, it still took us another 7 years. Like I said, there's 8 years between him and Bennett, so Bennett was my first son's name, if I didn't mention that yet. But yeah, there's like 7 years in between them, so it's not, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm one of those people that can just, snap their fingers and, or use the same soap as their husband, or, I feel like there's women that all they have to do is look at their husband and they're pregnant. It doesn't work that way for everybody. I wish it did, and if you're struggling with infertility, I feel for you. Because it is not easy every month to constantly put yourself through that roller coaster of emotions just for it to end up being negative, It's when you wait long enough to decide to be a mother, when it doesn't happen right away, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, okay, well, what am I doing wrong, or what's wrong with my body, or, You constantly think of the what ifs, and for a long time I really did. I thought it was my body that, I just wasn't built to carry a child, or, it just wasn't meant to be. But obviously, I was wrong, huh? And he is basically, now I'm going to get a better camera, obviously. I'm doing this with my phone right now till I get a better camera, but just hang in with me, guys. We'll get a better one. In the meantime, enjoy some more of this cuteness. Say enjoy some more of my cuteness. He's just laying here sleeping on mommy's chest. The kid loves boobs. And ironically enough, I did try to breastfeed him, and it worked for about, he got all my colostrum, which is, absolutely great. And then for about the first, because he was a month early, just because I had a couple issues, which I'll go into detail about a little later, but he was born a month early at 36 weeks. And because of that, he didn't have, that sucking reflex well established, He was pretty early. He was premature. When he was born, he was only 4 pounds, 8.5 ounces. So he did have to stay in the hospital for a week. Well, actually a little over a week, but then he came home, and they put him on Similac special care, and he did great on that. He did absolutely wonderful. But then, because of this stupid freaking pandemic, of course, they didn't have it in stock. And when they didn't have it in stock, they had no choice but to switch his formula. That being said, when they switched his formula, they put him on the NeoSure, which is supposed to be, comparable to the special care. I guess the special care is 24 calories, whereas the NeoSure is a 22 calorie formula because they want him to have a higher calorie formula. Which I figured it's comparable to the Similac special care. It should be fine, Shouldn't be any issues. Boy, was I wrong. It started binding him up. Now he's got gas horribly, and it doesn't seem to matter which formula we switch him to, whether it's soy, Nutramigen, Gentilese, spit up formula, colic formula. I've tried everything I can think of, even gripe water and gas drops. Simethicone? Yeah, no. None of those seem to do the trick. So in the meantime, we're just trying to get him back on his special care. Problem with the special care is they only get it till they're 8 pounds, and he's 7.5 pounds now. So he'll be able to get it this month, but then next month, same boat all over again. Not good. But that's what's going on right now, guys. Of course, we'll keep you updated as, things progress and I figure out, what they're going to do as far as his formula or the gas issues and things like that. And I may even bring you along later on this morning when I go get, after I get my shower and show you my makeup routine and, that kind of thing. But until then, thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit, guys, and I'll keep you updated on Damon. Until then, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment for me. Bye!